Hi, Murrah and Callaway graduates. I'm here today with our 11th grade English teacher, Frances Gardner, who I reconnected with a few years ago. Her son is a member of our Sunday night group at our church. We really enjoy Alan too. But she was many of y'all's teacher at Murrah in the 11th grade. She taught English, and she had a great influence on my life because she was such a good teacher. We're going to talk to her a little bit today about her past and then what she's been up to and some of her memories about what went on at Murrah. Frances, will you tell us a little bit about where you've been and what you've done, a little bit about your career?
Well, my career started in Clarksdale, Mississippi, my hometown, and I was given the first English class, senior English class, after many, many, many years of the one who'd always taught senior English. So that intimidated me a little bit, but I loved it. But my friends were moving to Jackson, and so I said, I'm going to try to go to Jackson. So I applied, and Kirby Walker called me, Dr. Walker called me, and he said, come interview. Well, when I did, had no idea he would put me at such a wonderful school. And I really think perhaps it was because we graduated from the same school.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Southwestern Memphis then, and he was there with my mother. So anyway, so I started at Murrah in 1962 through 1966, 4 wonderful years.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the teachers who were influential during those years at Murrah?
Yes, I really enjoyed all of the teachers. I was amazed at the excellence, the spirit of excellence at Murrah. And each teacher it was fun to get to know the different ones. And Miss Breland had stopped teaching 11th grade English and become a counselor. So I assumed I was taking her place, and that was kind of like, oh my goodness, big shoes to fill. So I enjoyed the first year. I was in the building and enjoyed the teacher's lounge more then. And would get some good tips, watch out for so-and-so, or oh no, is he cutting up again? So that was, but I don't know that, I made some fast friendships with teachers like Maribel Spivey, Lundquist, and Sharon Sheffield, who we still connect, even though they've been in Arkansas a long time and left. They drove all the way to Minnesota one year we were living there to see us. So it was just such an amazing 4 years of working with people that have such great values in education, and the students, of course, were wonderful.
Well, tell us a little bit about some of your memories about some of the students at Murrah during that time.
Well, my first year was kind of tough, coming from Clarksdale, where the largest class I had was 20, to having more than that, 30 or so in the classroom. And I had a few that loved to try me in that first year. So but thank the Lord, after that class, I would go down to the teacher's lounge, and I just flop out and, exhausted. But I won't name those particular people, but because they're older than y'all, you weren't in your class. But then the next year, they moved me to the portable classrooms, and that was challenging in that they were hot. But in some regards, it was a little more relaxed being out there, and I always enjoyed the students. Whether it was a personality thing, they were cutting up or something, I really enjoyed teaching out there. One story is I like to know that I knew what was going on. But this particular afternoon, the kids started laughing, and I thought, what are they laughing about? I looked around, what's going on? Well, one of the students, a girl, had climbed out the window in the portable building, and she didn't go off and get in her car or anything like that. She came back around into the room, and so that was fun. It was, I was a little chagrined, but that was fine. And I love to tell this story on Bobby Croswell, because my last year to teach, I was pregnant with Alan, and this was, he was born in 66. He was born in July of 66. So I worked very hard to try not to show. But Bobby said one day, Miss Gardner, I think you must be pregnant. And I thought, oh, they've been talking about me. So surely enough, it was obvious. But anyway, that was one of my, and I love this story. And I'm not going to say who the student was, but you talk about influencing of a teacher. I came out of the cafeteria one day, and the music room and where Karen Guilfoyle taught was right across from the cafeteria. And I walked out, and one of my students had been misbehaving, and Karen Guilfoyle had him by the collar up against the wall, and she said, and I came up, I said, this is interesting. So I stood there while she said, stick your tongue out. And in a minute, he didn't do anything. She said, stick your tongue out. And he did her thing. And then finally, he did, because she carried a lot of intimidation. But anyway, she said, I thought so. I just wanted to check and see if your tongue was forked, because you have lied about everything. So I kind of knew that from my class too, but I have no idea what's happened to that one. But anyway.
That was a great story. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since you left Murrah.
Well, Alan was born in July of 1966, and at that stage of my life, and most people like me, we didn't think we needed to keep working. We didn't know. The mindset now is different. You find the best daycare you can, and you keep on. So we laughed because my husband, after a couple of months, my husband said, you just act like you're in prison or something, because I was so fulfilled teaching at Murrah. It was such a grand, the students were so wonderful and bright and eager to learn. But anyway, I did, when our second child came, Sarah, who was born in 68, I did after, when she started, well, actually, I think I don't remember exactly, but my first teaching after Murrah was APSL, at, which was working with learning disabilities, children with, at JA. Then I started subbing at JA and at Prep. And my last year to teach full-time was at Natural Straits Academy, which was on the campus of Sunbrook Children's Home. So that was a different experience. And my classes, I had 11th grade was 3. I taught 7th through 12th, except for the 8th grade. And so it was interesting and fun, that too.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Frances, for spending so much time with us today. And classmates, I hope you've enjoyed visiting with Ms. Gardner like I did. She was Gardner. She was just a wonderful teacher, and like I said, had a big influence on my life as far as I ended up majoring in English and journalism. But it was a good time, and I just remember those times in her classroom. We will look forward to talking to you more, classmates, at the reunion, and hope to see you there. I'll get the date right, June 9th, 10th, and 11th in Jackson. Thank you.